Hello there. Good morning. Can I get a thumbs up if everybody can hear me? Awesome. Good morning. Good morning. I'm Carrie Grace with WLKY News. Show just ended not long ago, but I'm so happy to be able to join you all this morning. And on behalf of the staff, board members, volunteers, most importantly, the thousands of families, family and children's place serves around the Kentucky area, it is my pleasure to welcome you to the Champions for Children virtual fundraiser. Now, a few quick housekeeping notes. I'm sure everybody has attended some sort of Zoom breakfast or event over this past year and a half during this pandemic. But today's events, we want to remain respectful of your time. So expect to be here about 40 minutes with us this morning, where you will hear from staff, clients, and individuals throughout your breakout rooms, which we'll get to in just a little bit. Now, remember, everyone here has been muted, cameras turned off to avoid distractions or interference during the program as well. And please remain muted and utilize the chat feature if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. And for private issues, you can always send a direct message to Renee Marshall. So let us go ahead and get started on this Tuesday morning. Now, unfortunately, COVID, the pandemic has led to the cancellation of this event last year. Though we are physically separated, though we are thrilled to be able to bring this event to you virtually so we can all unite in the fight against childhood abuse and neglect. Now, as a mother of three, a community member and advocate for children like all of you, I understand how important the work is that Family and Children's Place does in our community. Now, every day I see and hear the stories of those who are struggling through tremendous hardships throughout our area, including our most vulnerable citizens, which are, of course, our children. It was recently released that the Commonwealth of Kentucky remains at the top of the list in the number of reported cases of child abuse and neglect, and Indiana is not far behind. Hearing this, it's easy to feel discouraged. It's easy to feel like you can't make a difference. But by showing up today, you are already taking a step toward helping our children receive the treatment, the care, and the protection we all know they deserve. Family and Children's Place provides exactly those services. Because of Family and Children's Place's highly trained and dedicated staff, every year, thousands of children who've experienced unimaginable trauma are on the path to having that healthy, happy childhood that every child deserves. So your presence here today demonstrates your support of the important work. So on behalf of the thousands of lives Family and Children's Place touches, thank you. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for your commitment. Perhaps there's no better person, though, to describe the agency's work than one of Family and Children's Place's therapists who works directly with these children to help them recover from these terrible incidents. So please welcome Glenisha Mudd, who will be performing her very own original piece entitled, Can I Have Your Attention?
Eight. 8:09. 8:18. 8:27. 8:36. Another 9 minutes for a report to exist, for a file to be opened, another case to sit, then be closed. And all the while, no one knows, until it's time to disclose and bear truth to my soul, the very thing he said that I must keep quiet. I better not try it and make sure to hide it and start telling lies when they start asking questions, to lie and deny it. But did I really hide it? Or did you just not see? The way I cried out to you, the attention I would seek. See, you called it defiance. I called it a cry when I would talk back and lash out, just hoping you would ask, why? Why am I so angry? Why am I so rude? Maybe then I could answer. Maybe then I could tell you why I can't seem to eat, why I'm worried and stressed, why right now I just really can't focus on passing your test, writing your essay, or raising my hand, participating in class. See, no, you just don't understand that doesn't matter. Not when my safety is shattered, trust continually broken. I'm not even 18 and I already trust no one. Because the last time I trusted, the last time I tried, the only thing I felt were the tears in my eyes, the heat on my face, the pain down my back, the lump in my throat when my peace was attacked, my innocence ravaged by what he did to me. But you didn't notice. No, you didn't see when I casually would roll up my sleeve, praying the cuts on my arm would just start to bleed. I mean, would that catch your attention? Or would you say I'm acting out? See, because there's no acting here. Only the truth of my abuse, the guilt, the shame, the fear. I know it's not just me, but that makes it hurt even worse to know that other kids in my class, on the court, on the field, in the gym, in the church are also getting hurt. See, let me explain this thing, the truth of the pandemic. 3, 11, 20. The real prison sentence, the day all escapes closed their gates and we were made to sit in it, to stay with it, to stare at it as it stared back at us, knowing just how helpless and powerless we would be with no one to trust. See, COVID didn't just take lives, it took us. 8:45, 8:54, 9:03, another 9 minutes, a report to authorities of another case of sexual abuse. It's happening again. And while we're wearing our mask, charging our devices and logging in, all I can do for the next 12 months is wonder, when will this end? It can end with you. Maybe it's true. Maybe you do know what to do when you slow down and notice that I'm acting different and can't seem to focus, that my behavior does have a function. And instead of asking what's wrong with me, ask me what happened. You may be surprised at my response and what I mentioned. And sexual abuse could be a part of my story, but wouldn't have to be my ending. And maybe this next 9 minutes could look very different because you saw my behavior and decided to listen. I knew that it could end with you. I'm just glad that I got your attention. Thank you.
Wow, Glenisha, thank you. Such powerful words, and sadly, such true words. Thank you also for the work that you and your team do every day. And while there are many staff members and volunteers who are committed to ending child abuse and neglect, Family and Children's Place is lucky to have the leadership to combat it. So please join me in welcoming Family and Children's Place's President and CEO, Pam Darnall.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us today for our virtual Champions for Children event. Many of us have Zoom fatigue, so I want you to know how grateful I am to have each of you join us this morning. Thank you for making the children of our community a priority. Today, we are honored to join you virtually to take a stand for the children we serve. Your presence today shows the over 4,000 children and their family members that we serve annually, that their community supports them, will advocate for them, and will work to protect them from violence, abuse, and neglect. Showing up is just the start. The numbers continue to show that there is much more to do to keep children safe. Although the number of reports of abuse and neglect have decreased throughout the pandemic, we know this isn't because child abuse has been eliminated. The pandemic has hidden children from the eyes of teachers, coaches, and other caring adults who officials rely on for reporting abuse and neglect. Kentucky law states that every adult in Kentucky is responsible for reporting suspected cases of child abuse and neglect. The 2019 data shows for the third year in a row, Kentucky leads the nation in the rate of child abuse. In fact, 20 of every 1,000 Kentucky children were abused or neglected in 2019. And Indiana is not far behind us at number 15, with about 15 out of every 1,000 Indiana children hurt by abuse or neglect. A combined total of 43,159 children in Kentucky and Indiana were abused or neglected in 2019. And we know that many other cases were unnoticed and unreported. And sadly, 91% of children who have been abused or neglected were hurt by a parent. Every day right here in the United States, 5 children die as a result of child maltreatment. And children under the age of 4 account for 82% of all deaths from child abuse and neglect. You know, sometimes these statistics seem overwhelming and we may feel helpless, but we know that child abuse and neglect are 100% preventable. And preventing abuse and neglect is core to our mission. You are here today supporting Family and Children's Place, an organization that has been helping children for over 138 years. We can and do provide preventative solutions. Our early childhood services, HANDS, and Greater Louisville Head Start provide prevention and supportive education services for new parents. Through in-home and child care center-based services, parents use their strengths to develop skills to overcome challenges, vulnerabilities, and stressors in their life, so they have the skills to ensure their children are safe, happy, and healthy, and can reach their fullest potential. With our school-based services, we connect with students and their families, ensuring that they have the building blocks for personal and academic success. And while COVID-19 stopped in-person programming, we continued online services, hosting parent cafes and healthy family nights to provide time for family bonding and educational engagement opportunities. And when abuse does occur, we are on the front lines to stop it and to respond to the critical needs of children and their families to help them overcome their trauma. Today, you will hear a story of a mother and a daughter who received services at our Child Advocacy Center after the daughter experienced unthinkable abuse. But more importantly, you will see how they were able to heal and recover and move forward with their life. We know that when abuse occurs, children can and do recover. We are here for these children and their families. Our skilled counselors give families the tools and opportunities needed to rebuild and restore their lives. This is a long-term commitment, and we have helped thousands of families and children to restore hope and happiness. We know that children are more resilient than we sometimes think, and we know with the right support, they can be happy and healthy throughout life. Over the years, we have helped nearly 250,000 children and family members since we first opened our doors all the way back in 1883. But there is still so much to do, and so many more children are counting on us to keep them safe. But we cannot do it alone. Your support and the support of the entire community is essential to assure Family and Children's Place can continue to provide the critical services that are only available at Family and Children's Place. You are here today because you believe children need our help to ensure that they have the best future possible. On behalf of the thousands of children and family members we serve every year, thank you for being here today and for demonstrating your commitment to keeping kids safe. Now it's time to hear how Family and Children's Place helped one family. Dana and Harper will tell their story, which is a story of resilience, hope, and healing. And we are so grateful and humbled that they are willing to share their story with you today.
Though her innocence was taken and she was violated, I have to continue to make sure she has a childhood she remembers as happy, not full of scary thoughts, anxiety, or not being able to trust people. I pray that my daughter and family grow stronger from this. Well, I'm Dana, and I'm from Jeffersonville, Indiana, and I have 4 children, so single mom to 4. I have a 14-year-old son, a 12-year-old daughter, and then 11-year-old twin daughters. I first heard about Family and Children's Place after I'd found out that my daughter had been involved in a situation where a family friend had been inappropriate with her. Harper's trauma was something that she dealt with for 15 months before I even knew it had happened. Harper was not the only victim with our perpetrator, and he had shown up in her life here and there, popping in at school, helping with other kids. And finally, it was January 31st. She proceeded to tell 2 of her friends at recess that day that she didn't know why people were talking about her perpetrator because it had happened to her too. And she was the typical poster child of sexual abuse. She told her friends, "My mom doesn't know about this. You cannot tell your moms. They'll tell my moms and she doesn't know. And I don't want her upset with me." And I thank God for those 2 little girls who went home and immediately told their parents. Because I received a phone call. As soon as the first mom heard, I immediately received a phone call. It took probably 20 minutes to process what I had just been told on the phone. And the next few days were a whirlwind. So through the Jeffersonville Police Department and our investigation of things, we had to go in for forensic interviews. So all 3 of my daughters were scheduled forensic interviews with through Family and Children's Place. Going into the interviews, I worried all weekend, knowing you can't talk to your kids prior, just their questions that they had as to why are we doing this? Where are we going? Who was talking to me? I didn't have answers for them, but Family and Children's Place made the experience tolerable. They were very welcoming to us when we showed up in the morning. They were helpful. They made me feel like they wanted to help us. They cared about us as a family walking in. I spoke to a lady while my daughters were in their interview, and she went through, these are some things you may see here. you may want to look into some counseling. We offer counseling, and she said, but there are other agencies as well. And so I said, thank you. I took my folder home. I went through it, and I thought, she's been dealing with this for 15 months. We're going to be fine. I'll just kind of monitor. Well, looking back, and after it had come out and she was able to probably relax because we knew now she didn't have to hide it anymore, we started seeing some not sleeping at night, having bad dreams, the baby talk. She wanted to quit dance. She wanted to not go anywhere. She wanted to not play with her friends. She tried to pull away. And so I said, okay, I think we need to set something up. So Harper and her twin sister and myself all received counseling services from Miss Margaret. Harper from her trauma. Her sister was in the room when it happened, so she also received services. And then as a parent of a victim, I received services with Miss Margaret. She was absolutely everything that the three of us needed. Harper looked forward to going and seeing Miss Margaret on Wednesdays.
Well, whenever I first met her, I had fill out a lot of papers and stuff, and I was kind of nervous because I didn't know what I was doing or anything. But then we started to play a lot of games, and it was fun.
What kind of games did you get to play?
We played a lot of board games, and we played in the sand, and we sometimes did crafts, and she taught me how to make a dream catcher. She would ask me ask me about my day, and she would ask me if I wanted to act it out in the sand. So I would act out my day in the sand, and we would do movies with all the characters. What I miss about going to see Miss Margaret is probably getting to talk with her every week and playing the games with her and just doing fun stuff in there.
Margaret really helped. We would not have baby talk for a week, and we would celebrate it with Miss Margaret. Eventually we got to where we weren't crawling in bed with me in the middle of the night, and the nightmares finally went away, and Margaret was able to help her process those things so that we could move past them. She was very helpful to me. I had a lot of guilt. I felt guilt that I wasn't able to protect her. I felt guilt with the fact that if I had known something had happened, we could have protected some of the other children. Margaret helped me so much from continuous beating myself up. And I can now say, it's not my fault. And I couldn't say that then.
So I'm very thankful for Miss Margaret and Children's Family Place for helping me.
Thank you for everything. Without you, we probably would be in shambles.
Those videos are difficult to watch. It's difficult to hear of those experiences. And I think we should all just take a few moments to reflect on Dana and Harper's experience. And I would like to take this time to explain to you all what will happen in the next few minutes. So you will all be placed into your breakout rooms where a virtual host will take you through the next portion of our program. Please feel free to unmute yourselves, and now you can turn on your cameras as you use this time to interact, engage, and determine how you best can support the important work that, as you just heard, is being done by Family and Children's Place. So after spending time in your breakout rooms, please mute yourself again as we will all come back together to wrap up. Now, we would like to share this short message from two-time Olympian and child abuse survivor, Margaret Holzer.
Hi, my name is Margaret Holzer, and I am a two-time Olympian, but more importantly, I am a survivor of childhood sexual abuse. At 11 years old, I told my best friend that I had been abused, and because of sexual abuse education that I had had in school, she knew what that was. She told me to tell a trusted adult, and I told my mom. My mom took me to an organization, and I was able to get the help that I need. It's organizations like Family and Children's Place that make these things happen. They help with the preventative as well as the reactionary side of awful things like abuse. If you are in the Louisville, Kentucky area, or even if you are not, they are having a virtual fundraiser on April 13th, Champions for Children, and I cannot stress enough the importance of the work that these guys are doing. It's organizations like them that were able to help me and help me go on and reach my goals. So if you guys are local, especially, but even if you're not, please, please, please donate. I cannot say enough what important work that they are doing. And like I said, thank you, because it's organization like you guys that I know made such a huge difference in my life. And you guys are making such a huge difference in other people's lives as well. So if you're in the Louisville area, please donate Family and Children's Place. And the fundraiser is April 13th. You can find more information on their website and Facebook and all of the places. So thank you guys so much. Bye.
At this time, we'd like to thank our sponsors for this event, whose support is crucial in ensuring Family and Children's Place can continue our important work. Our sponsors in alphabetical order are as follows: All Good Food Company, DMLO CPAs, Fifth Third Bank, First Savings Bank, Foundation Risk Partners, Heine Brothers Coffee, Honey Baked Ham, Humana, iHeartRadio Louisville, Cosair Charities, LG&E KU Foundation, Mariner Wealth Advisors, Mutual of America Financial Group, Oxmoor Ford Lincoln, Republic Bank, Sterling Thompson Company, Stockyards Bank, Tri-Arrows Aluminum, and UK Healthcare. Stories like Harper's and Margaret's are so moving because they bring awareness to the heart-wrenching reality of child abuse and neglect in our community. Kentucky is #1 in the nation for substantiated abuse, which means the abuse is provable in court, while Indiana is #15. The average age of a child seen at the Child Advocacy Center at our agency is just 9 years old. Last year, 3,520 children and families were seen while experiencing crisis. These statistics are staggering, overwhelming, and upsetting. For me, I see this as an opportunity to turn that hurt into hope, and I'm inviting you all to join me to be a part of the solution. Please join me in supporting the mission of Family and Children's Place by making a contribution. There are many options for giving. You can make a gift online right now by visiting our website at famchildplace.org/donate. You can text PREVENT, PREVENT, to 44321, or you can mail your gift directly to our office. Contact our development department if you're interested in learning more about planned giving or opportunities for major gifts. Finally, find out if your employer offers a matching gift program so you can double your impact. I hope you all will consider supporting Family and Children's Place today. No gift is too big or too small, and every single dollar counts. Your donation will fund our child advocacy centers, which give children like Harper a safe place to open up about physical and sexual abuse so that law enforcement and prosecutors can bring the perpetrators to justice. Your donation will also fund our counseling program. Even during this pandemic, our therapists are meeting virtually with children and families who are suffering in pain. They are patient guides on the road to healing, as you heard from Dana. And finally, your donation will fund our many prevention programs. We know that an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And that's why we actually visit the families within schools and even in their homes, or virtually, of course, during this pandemic. We teach and empower parents to create healthy, safe, and nurturing environments for their children. The more than 43,000 children in Kentucky and Indiana who were abused last year are relying on all of us. So let's turn their hurt into hope. Please give now, and thank you so much for being here today.
Taken, and we
All
only
right.
have 2 seconds.
Love you. Bye.
You'll now see a slide of ways to give on your screen. I would like to introduce Renee Marshall to you. Renee has a little bit more on our sponsorships and giving.
Right. Good morning, everyone. I just very quickly wanted to thank all of our sponsors for joining us and being a part of this event today. So in no particular order other than alphabetical, we would like to thank All Good Food Company, DMLO CPAs, Fifth Third Bank, First Savings Bank, Foundation Risk Partners, Heine Brothers Coffee, Honey Baked Ham Company, Humana, iHeartRadio Louisville, COSAIR Charities, LG&E and KU Foundation, Mariner Wealth Advisors, Mutual of America Financial Group, Oxmoor Ford Lincoln, Republic Bank, Sterling Thompson Company, Stockyards Bank, Tri-Arrows Aluminum, and UK Healthcare. Thank you so much to all of our sponsors. And Carrie, I will send it back to you to wrap up for the day.
All right, thank you, Renee. And you can check the chat box as well. You can see ways to give. That's www.famchildplace.org/donate. If you just click on the chat window, you'll see that. And then, of course, text PREVENT to 44321. If you need more of that information, you can reach out to many of those you heard speak today to try to figure out how to give, or if they can put the slide back up, then that will also give us better idea of how we can donate to this important cause. I hope everyone enjoyed the opportunity to interact with others and took the opportunity to make their gift to Family and Children's Place. And now you have heard the compelling case for why our continued collective support of Family and Children's Place is essential. There you are. There's the slide so you can see exactly how to give. Now you've seen the faces of a family served by the organization, and you've had the opportunity to make your contribution, help address the child abuse crisis in our community. Now, one last time, please go to www.famchildplace.org/donate, which is linked in the chat, and the number again is on your screen. That is PREVENT to 44321. And it is time to take that next step. If you have not made your gift yet, please give now, because your gift could change a life. And thank you all for spending a little bit of time with us this morning. Thank you for allowing us into your home or your office. Don't really know where you are these days. It kind of just depends, right? And thank you for making Kentucky and its children a priority. And please enjoy the rest of your day. Hopefully we'll be back in person next year. Thank you.